Hi, I'm here today with my good friend and business partner, Michelle Carnahan. Michelle and I met each other about 11 years ago in our fitness businesses. And about 7 years ago, I actually made one of the best decisions of my life. I joined Michelle in her network marketing business. And the reason it was a good decision not only was because I love the business, but also it gave me the opportunity to be mentored and coached by you for the last almost 7 years. So recently you actually have been certified as a life coach. And I've actually had the pleasure of taking one of your workshops recently within the last couple of months. And there were so many good nuggets that I wanted you to come on and share with us. So thank you, first of all,
Thanks for
joining
me.
us. Would you share with us kind of where you started and what brought you to where you are today? What inspired you?
Sure. I love talking about inspiration and things, and people like you inspire me as well. I love serving others and helping women become their best selves. Where I started is I have a background in healthcare. I have a master's in public health, and I love what I did in healthcare, but I didn't love being away from my family. So I was looking for flexibility in my life, but I just didn't know what that looked like. And I joined a network marketing company, the same one you're in, and just kind of dipped my toe in the water initially just to see, because I'm a shy introvert, and shy introverts and like a sales business don't always go together. But I thought, you know what? I'd rather have an oh well than a what if.
Right.
So I just jumped in and dabbled in it, and it grew over the last 7 years into what it is now. And I was able to walk away from the full-time career and have that flexibility. But as time went on, I was able to see the difference it would make in women's lives in coaching and mentoring them in the network marketing business. I rose to the top 1% of the company, which again, shy introvert, how did that happen? But it was all mindset that did it for me, that you could take ordinary people to do extraordinary things. And just seeing the difference I can make in other women's lives was so empowering to me, to see them empowered,
yes,
to do their best too. So that's how it just kind of morphed into what it is now today, 7 years later. I'm still working the network marketing business, but I thought, you know what, I can reach more women who aren't necessarily interested in joining me in my company, and that's totally fine. It's not for everybody.
Right.
But I could reach out to more business owners, to more entrepreneur women, to help them in whatever journey that they're on.
Thank you. I love that. I love, giving back to others and serving others. So thank you again for coming on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so now I would love it if you would share with us some of your nuggets that you are using to help empower women in, whatever they're doing, whether it's, building a business or just kind of rebuilding their life, restructuring. So I'll go ahead and hand it over to you.
So a lot of times women in business, entrepreneurs, or just women in business, they have the skill set to do, they have all the knowledge, they take all the classes, and they have the skill set, or they have the degrees, if you will. But a lot of times something is stopping them or freezing them up from taking that next step forward. They're frozen in fear. And fear is at the basis of most of what happens with mindset. And oftentimes with mindset, it's what's between the ears that stops us from moving forward. And a lot of times people will keep taking classes and, keep trying to increase their knowledge and pay for all these different things when it's in between here. It's what's stopping you is what's in between your ears.
That's so true.
Yeah. So it's all mindset. So what I do is I come in and I help women kind of go in reverse engineering, and try to figure out what it is that's stopping them from moving forward. And it usually oftentimes is some kind of fear.
Yeah.
Fear of failure, fear of success, which a lot of people are surprised in hearing that. Fear of success, like why would you not want success? Why would you be afraid of it? But there's so much to that that it's sometimes even more so than fear of failure, because fear of failure, people fail all the time. It's so familiar. But fear of success, like what if this really works out? Then what's going to happen? Will I change? Will people still like me? So there's a lot with that. So people oftentimes before a breakthrough or before the success, they will freeze up and they don't know why. So I come in and I help them with figuring that out and breaking that down.
I think that's great because I didn't realize, I think I have a problem or had a problem with that. And like you said, you wonder, well, why am I afraid to be successful? But I think for me, it was kind of then, it's like, well, if you're successful, then you really have to, prove yourself, or you really have to be that role. And that can be terrifying.
Oh, absolutely. It can be. Or if they saw somebody else in their life that was successful, and maybe they changed as a person and not in a good way. Like maybe they, changed the way they treat other people. They'll see that as, I don't want to be that person. So they get very fearful of that, and they'll just stop, and they'll stay in the status quo, and they'll stay in the comfortable stage.
Because it's easier.
It's easier.
Right?
Yeah, it's easier, but it's also frustrating. So you kind of stay stuck in this, I want to excel, but yet I'm afraid to excel because I don't want to become this person, or I don't want all the responsibility that's going to come when I'm successful. So
right,
there's so many different facets of fear of success.
Yes, and you self-sabotage yourself, and you don't even realize it.
Exactly.
And like I said, you believe that you want to get to that destination, but you've got this block up, and you don't understand why you're not getting there.
Right. If on a subconscious level you don't believe in it, like on the outside, if you say, oh, I want this, I'm going to do this, and then deep down you have these other deep-rooted limiting beliefs, your actions are going to reflect otherwise, and you are going to self-sabotage. Like with diets or exercise, it's like you want to lose the weight, but yet what happens if that, if once you lose the weight, what's going to happen? So then you don't know why, but you start having cravings at night, and you start eating more. And you're like, why am I doing this? And a lot of times that's your self-sabotaging to get you back into the comfortable weight that you were.
I would say your
before.
comfort zone.
Yeah, your comfort zone.
And what you're used to, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, and being able to kind of get yourself out of that, it takes a little bit of work in terms of you have to not only figure out what it is, but acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And then
do the work. And I come in and I help you acknowledge where that comes from. And a lot of times it comes from our upbringing. It isn't everything from our upbringing. But I love to empower women to understand and learn that they can actually rewire all of that. So oftentimes women will say, this is just the way I am. This is just how I was raised. There's no way out of that. This is just how it's going to be. But I love to see the light bulb turn on when they realize that I could change that limiting belief. I can really work on that and change that. You can rewire your brain to believe otherwise, to be that automatic belief and being able to be, your best self.
Yeah, I like that. And I don't know if I think you might have said it one time you can retrain your brain.
Yes.
And that, I love that. And there was one, I don't know if you, we're going to talk about this today, but there was one, well, more than one, but one particular stands in my mind right now. Like I said, there's so many things that she could share. We just kind of had to narrow it down to like one thing, but this one tweak. So I in my head, I like to think that I'm a positive person, and that half the glass is always half full. Yep. And when something good happens to somebody, I try to reach out and acknowledge it, whether through social media or write a note. I try to say daily affirmations, like, positive. But at the end of the day, I'm the one that, lays down, my head hits the pillow, and I have this scroll of all the things I did wrong during the day, all the things I should have done better, could have done better, should have done, period, could have done, period, right. And just all of this negativity. And you, during this workshop, it was kind of like an aha moment. You gave such a great tweak, and that really saved my day because all that negativity going through your head about yourself, well, about anybody, but negativity in your head can really debilitate you and just wear you down. So do you mind sharing that tweak?
Oh, sure.
With us?
Yeah. So oftentimes, like Lori was saying, at night, it's so common for, I think, everybody, men and women, but for women especially, because, we're running households, we're running businesses, we're doing all the things, right? We're the ultimate multitaskers. at night, and I did this too for so many years, is that you think about where you fell short that day. Like, oh, I forgot to do this. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. Or you fell short if you have a family. I fell short in this area. Or we just had pizza on paper plates last night. Or you start thinking about all the things, you've done that too.
Right.
All the things where you fell short, and then you go to bed, and then you wake up and you wonder why you don't feel so motivated to get the things done that you need to get done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that your subconscious is still working at night while you're sleeping. You're sleeping, but your subconscious is still at work. So when you go to bed and the last thing you're thinking is all the ways that you're a hot mess, then you're going to wake up and feel like, oh, I have no energy, and you feel like a hot mess, right?
Right.
So you don't feel like, oh, I'm going to go do that thing today and feel like a failure again.
Yeah.
So what has worked for me and a lot of my clients is, before you go to bed, have a practice of either writing down or thinking of the top 5 things or even 10 things that you did right that day. Even if it's simple, like I took a shower. Because for some people, especially new moms, it's like taking a shower that day is a huge feat.
Right.
It could be,
Absolutely.
I use positive language with my kids today. Everybody got fed.
Mm-hmm.
I let that lady go in front of me at the grocery store, or whatever. It could be something huge, or it could be just something minute. But the exercise is going to help you get into that routine of when you go to bed, you're going to begin to automatically think all the positive things. And so you're going to feel good when you go to sleep. And so when you wake up, you're going to feel, I'm amazing. I could do these things. Your subconscious will just keep going with that positive vibe, that positive energy and frequency. And you're going to wake up feeling in that positive mode. Not just the one time. This is something that needs to be practiced every day. So just stick a Post-it note by your bed just to remind yourself to do that. It really does wonders.
No, it was really helpful. I the very first day you said that, and you said you can retrain your brain.
Mm-hmm.
I started doing it, and it was almost like this peaceful calm came over me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's
it
great.
really affected me. So thank you.
Oh, yeah.
So if anybody would like to get a hold of you or get in touch with you to have you help them with fears or whatever else might be going on in their life, how can they best get a hold of you or get in touch with you?
Yes, so my website is shellcarnahan.com. It's spelled SHELLCarnahan.com. And you will scroll down to Work with Michelle, and the first 10 people who reach out to me will get a free 30-minute discovery call.
Oh, wow. Now that's a really great opportunity. So thank you very much for, coming on, and thank you for sharing.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And I just want to say thank you for joining us. If you liked this video, click like, and if you want to see more, please subscribe. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.